today we are with Davor, that is the CEO of OASC, at the Connected Smart Cities Conference 2020 here in Brussels. And I think it's a great opportunity for us to discover how OASC has been growing, what are the plans for the future, especially in a very exciting and pressing moment for our cities. That is the need to become more sustainable, the need to align on big climate change challenges. So how do you see things and how do you see OASC embracing this kind of initiatives?
Yeah, so OASC, was founded just under 5 years ago, starting with the problem of interoperability, right? So you had a lot of these pioneer cities who were, running into this problem where none of the stuff they came up with would work in other cities. So we've been solving that issue, and I think we now have like a global buy-in into these minimal interoperability mechanisms. But what's important to kind of keep in mind is that, of course, these cities were doing these projects for a reason, is to solve a societal challenge, to solve problems, to get better air, to manage water more efficiently, energy, and so forth and so forth. So what we essentially do is amplify good solutions so that they become implementable around the world. So that, of course, provides, I think, a good basis, because the interoperability, of course, allows you to go beyond best practice. It allows you to read something that you like as a city and then say, okay, now I would like to implement it and have a good pathway to do that. So I think that's kind of the impact or additional impact we as a network can generate. And although we've been focused on kind of solving the technical issues and getting the buy-in for that, which has happened, we have been working closely or relatively closely with mainly UN bodies on kind of these sustainable development goals. So personally, I'm on the Global Council of SDG 11. Within that council, which has pretty much a 2.5-year mandate, I have one of my missions is to help build a global federated solutions repository for SDG 11 that allows cities to find solutions that match to certain problems or that help solve those certain problems. So that's something that we've kind of been doing from our interoperability angle. So it's a technical angle. We're now talking with people from UN Habitat. So there's the World Urban Forum coming up. Of course, we have the World Economic Forum and the G20 work that we've been doing in the last year, and that's kind of all culminating towards a first moment in Copenhagen. So that's an event where there'll be like 3,000 to 4,000 people from sea level, from the business side, but then also a bunch of cities who have already some miles on the odometer.
And that will be in June. Can you repeat the dates?
Yeah, so June 16 to 18 in Copenhagen, in the Bella Center, which is the biggest conference center in the Nordics. We don't take the whole center, so actually it's part of it is the event, and then part of it is our kind of section of it, the city part. But it's going to be a platform where we can really start to launch some of these first things that we've been doing together, with all these global communities, and get the buy-in from the different companies who, essentially we're all in the same boat, right? So,
Indeed.
Like literally on the same planet, So in that sense, it's a first kind of waypoint, but then I think the main one will be the World Government Summit, which this year coincides with the launch of the Expo 2020 in Dubai and so forth. And there with the Global Council, we have or it looks like we'll have a presence for the duration of the Expo. So that's millions of people that you could potentially be reaching. So, everybody's been kind of busy. It's all, coming together in some way. And we're quite, excited and happy to see, both the progress and the reception so far of the stuff we've been doing.
And we are very excited that these efforts will convey into something that, as Davor said, needs to liaise a number of initiatives, because this is the only way we can really change things. And lately we have created a non-for-profit foundation in Switzerland, the Digital for Planet, and we will explore how these kind of movements and initiatives can help connect the dots and create better awareness across a number of digital communities that are working for the good of our society.
Yeah, I think it's really important, you know, what you're doing is fusing the digital to kind of these broader societal goals, because in the end that's what it's about. You know, you often have kind of the remark like, well, it's not about technology, it's about, you know, what it does and the solutions. It's essentially that, right? The digital transformation should at all points be fused to some societal benefit, and I think we kind of, you know, it's kind of clear what the global community thinks, like, okay, this is what we should be working on, right? I think there's a lot of work being done there, so it's good to see kind of those initiatives where those two get fused. So I'm very excited to hear
2020 is a very exciting
It is,
year.
it is, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you very much, and see you soon.
Thank
Bye.
you, see you, bye-bye.